Hi everybody, welcome back. This has been my first video I'm posting to you all in a while. Hope everyone's alright, and I'm looking forward to seeing some more of you writing. I've missed it over the last 2 weeks. So last time we were working on a project based on Moana. What I've done, because I know that some of you enjoyed looking at the Disney movies, is I've chosen a different Disney movie to write one based on now. So this time we're going to do a scene from the start of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and we're going to call the story The Chase. This is lesson 1 of that story. Okay, so first thing you need to do is you need to go onto YouTube, and you need to watch this video. You either need to click the link that I've posted on the class story, or you can type in that URL at the top there, www.tinyurl.com/y5writing2, because this is our second project, or you can just type in the Bells of Notre Dame in YouTube, and you should find this video. So what I would like you to do now, it's very important that for the first lesson you watch this. If you don't watch this, it's not going to make sense. So the first thing you need to do is pause this video and go and watch this clip. So pause my video and go and watch this clip from the Hunchback of Notre Dame now. Okay guys, now we've done that, we're going to look at some of the different key events that you should have seen from this story. So the first scene is where we set the scene really, and night's fallen upon Paris. That's where the story is based. Second scene is that a traveller family tried to flee Paris by boat. Now, just so you make sense, so you understand why, a long time ago in these times, there was a lot of racism against traveller communities. So they were often put in prison and persecuted and treated really badly just because of their race. So this is why this traveller family is trying to flee Paris so they don't get captured. Also, you should have seen in the video that they have a baby with them, so they're trying to keep the baby safe. So they're trying to flee Paris by boat. The third scene is that the soldiers ambushed the travellers. The fourth scene is that the father was captured. The fifth scene was that the soldiers tried to steal the mother's baby. The sixth scene, the mother started to run from Judge Claude Frollo. So he was basically the person who was in charge of the army and the police force. And in the movie of Hunchback of Notre Dame, if you haven't watched it, I recommend you try and watch it during lockdown. It's a very good film. It shows that he's a really racist, evil man, and that's why he's trying to capture them. The seventh scene, the mother tried to claim sanctuary at Notre Dame. So Notre Dame is a real church. It's a very famous church in Paris. When it says the mother tried to claim sanctuary, sanctuary is something that basically, if you, doesn't get used very much anymore, but if you're in danger or if you're going to be locked up in a Christian country, what you can do is you can go to the church and claim sanctuary. And as long as you're on the church grounds, it's illegal for them to arrest you or capture you or treat you badly. So the church is meant to be a safe space. This is why the woman's went there. However, Judge Claude Frollo gets to her first, and he steals the baby and killed its mother. Now, he doesn't murder her, but he knocks her over and she hits her head on the stairs and dies, unfortunately. In the ninth scene, Judge Claude Frollo was repulsed by the baby and planned to kill it. As you may know, the baby is going to grow up to be the Hunchback of Notre Dame, so he's disfigured. So again, because of his hatred and because he's scared of anything different, Judge Claude Frollo is put off by the fact that the baby doesn't look like an average baby. But in the final scene, the priest intervenes and he comes out and he says, you can't murder somebody else, you've already murdered one woman today. You need to now, to make it up to God, you need to look after this baby and raise it as your own. Then the story continues basically about Quasimodo, the hunchback, the baby, growing up in the church, and basically being hidden by Judge Claude Frollo because he's too ashamed to be embarrassed by the way he looks. Now what I've done, like I did with the last project, is I've simplified these into some simpler images. Okay, so it's exactly the same story. Don't know why it's all mixed up. Today we are obviously going to look at the first scene. We're going to look at the part where night falls upon Paris. Now, what I've also done is I've outlined the skills that we're going to use this time. So today we're going to be looking at pathetic fallacy. So if you remember, pathetic fallacy is where we personify the weather, where we make the weather seem alive. And what we do is we do that so it shows the atmosphere and it shows how the characters are feeling. Okay, so we're going to create atmosphere by making the weather seem alive today. So the first thing you need to do is you need to, if you haven't already, get an inspirations page on the left and a blank page on the right for your writing. So if you haven't done so already, pause the video now and get that ready for me. You might want to write the wall to use pathetic fallacy to build atmosphere. Okay, we've done that. We're going to make a start. So, the first thing that we want to do is we want to show that it's quite peaceful and quiet, because in that first scene, everything's quiet because they are sneaking through. Everybody's asleep. So we want to show that the city's quiet and that's why they're going at that time. So, what we're going to do is we want to show that the weather is showing that feeling of peace and sleepiness. So I've put some GIFs up here, and what I would like us to do in paragraph 1 is draft some ideas, get some ideas together about what the weather could do that might make you feel sleepy. But remember, we need to make the weather sound alive. So, I'm going to show you some of my examples. I've said, the moon turned on a soothing nightlight. The clouds extinguished all of the lights. Darkness sang a sweet lullaby. The wind rocked the citizens to sleep. The wind whispered quietly. Okay, so if you haven't done so already, pause the video now and start making those notes. You might want to make some of your own as well if you can, that would be fantastic. Guys, let's go on to paragraph 2 then now. What I've done is I've shown you a picture of the moon behind what looks like a church or a castle. Now this isn't actually Notre Dame, but I found a building that's quite similar. Now, what we want us to do is how can we describe the moon that could make it seem alive? Now, what I want you to try and do if you can is try and link the moon to Notre Dame if you can. So, how does it interact with Notre Dame? Remember that we're making the moon sound like it's an alive character, so I'm going to give you some ideas. I've said the moon drew a chalky outline around Notre Dame. The moon stared down upon Notre Dame. The moon drew the curtains of darkness across the city. Okay, so the last one doesn't involve Notre Dame, but it still shows that the moon is doing something. Okay, so I want you to pause the video and write in some of your own ideas, plus some of mine now. We're going to carry on with paragraph 2 because we're going to continue to describe the moon now. What I want is I want to get some other figurative language in there as well, and we're going to look at similes. And I want us to describe the glow of the moon. Now remember, a simile uses the words like, as, more than something or less than something. Okay? So, I'm going to think of things that are like the glow of the moon. What else glows? What other things glow? A candle, a firefly, trying to think of some more, a lantern. Okay, so let's have a look at some of my other ideas. So I put the moon chimed like a sweet bell. Now it obviously doesn't really make a noise, but I'm just trying to show that it's like it's an alive thing. So I'm adding a bit of symbolism there, a bit of imagery. It sang like a church choir. It poured across the sky like melted white chocolate. It dripped across the sky like candle wax. Okay, but again, you could add some extra ideas. It buzzed in the sky like a firefly. It flickered gently like an oil lamp. Okay? So pause the video now and add some of your own ideas or some of mine to your paragraph 2. Okay, now in paragraph 3, what I want us to start and do is create this lovely peaceful atmosphere, but we want to show that things are getting more tense, so that there's something not quite right. Okay, because everybody else is asleep in the city apart from this family who are very nervous. So we're going to now go back to the river. So we've been talking about the weather, the sky, the rest of the city. Now we're going to talk about the river where this family is. I don't want us to make the river sound alive, but I want us to show there's something sinister, something evil, something dangerous about the river. So I've got a gif of a river here. I would, if I were you, look at that and think, what does it remind you of? Maybe a snake. A snake's alive, it might slither. It might remind you of tears, somebody crying. Okay? I've said the river hissed and slithered. It splashed its watery hands over the pathways. It tried to grab its next victim. It drew a watery line of sin across the city floor. So finally, pause the video now, and I would like you to write some ideas into paragraph 3. Okay now boys and girls, so now we've got loads of ideas, we can now start to do our writing. So, as always, I'm going to start with paragraph 1. The same rules from when we were in school and from the last Moana project we did are going to apply. Anything that I've written in black, if you would like, you can copy it. Okay? You are allowed to copy it, but you don't have to. You might want to show some innovation and change those things. What you do have to change are the coloured bits, and the colours should match up with the inspirations page to show you where to get them from. So, let's start off with paragraph 1. The city of Paris was silent, comma, and the wind whispered quietly, comma, ushering the citizens to sleep, full stop. The sound of snoring rose to the sky and woke up the stars from their sleep. Ha. Okay, so what you've got there is you've only got a very tiny bit that you need to change. So what I want you to do is you're going to pause the video, take a few minutes to write this paragraph, but remember you must change the red bits. See if you can change any of the bits as well if you can. Okay, off you go. Pause my video now. Okay boys and girls, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into paragraph 2. So same rules apply. You are going to be swapping the coloured ideas out for your own. So, in the skyline, the moon drew a chalky outline around the famed Notre Dame, giving off a beautiful glow that chimed like a sweet, ringing bell. Ha! Okay? So, again, very careful of punctuation. That's why I've done our Kung Fu punctuation in there. What I would like you to do, you are going to pause my video and take a few minutes just to write your paragraph 2, swapping out the ideas. Off you go. Okay, finally we're going to go on to paragraph 3. So, the river, however, hissed and slithered, splashing its watery hands over the pathways, and trying to grab its next victim. Ha! So what you can see I've done there is I've put 3 ideas together really, so you need to be careful of where you're using the commas, and the word and. Okay, so now pause my video, take a few minutes to write your paragraph 3. Okay boys and girls, so by now you should have written 3 paragraphs. Your next task is to send me a photo of this. Go on to Class Dojo, go on the class story, click start and send me a photo. Don't send me it via Messenger on Class Dojo. Make sure you go into the portfolios, onto the activity and post it so I can give you your dojos. Okay, can't wait to see you writing again. and we'll see you tomorrow for the next lesson of the chase. Thank you very much. Bye bye.